If only you all knew the panic that went through my brain the first time I tried to start this recording, because I brought myself into the studio before anything happened and fully went. So if that's an indication of how today's gone for me, there you go, y'all. You have an idea of how my day has gone today. But anyway, hola, 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 oli, oli, oli. Bienvenidos a The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Eduardo, say something gay. Gay. I am drinking some caffeinated lemonade beverage concoction that I made today. It's very delicious.
Slay.
It's too late in the day to have coffee, and I had too much today because it's been that kind of day. So we're shifting. And also, of course, I always have water because hydration is of the essence of Hall. Shout out to Jada Essence Hall. But if I was drinking anything else, it would be in a cup mug. Ooh, singular.
Yeah, only one because I still
mug. Just one. Only one.
I'll just do this.
But you could join me in getting a cup mug and all of our other fabulous merch, which we have a lot of new fabulous merch, by the way. You can check out lawnagycreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. We do ship domestically within the United States and internationally, including to Mexico. So there are no excuses, period. And also, I'm doing everyone's intro who's not here today, because not only do I have a cute intro, I also have a cute shirt.
Slay.
It's not a drag queen shirt, so I'm going a little bit off kilter from what David usually does. But I am wearing this gorgeous, lovely shirt from one of my favorite Drag Race review YouTube channels, or at least they are sometimes kind of a Drag Race review channel. Don't drop your fan. Oh Lord, it's that kind of day, y'all.
It's that kind of day. It's been a lot.
It's been a day. We're moving towards the end of Pride Month, y'all. Forgive us. We're starting to act up and fall apart. But this gorgeous, lovely shirt is from Movie Bitches on YouTube. So go check out Movie Bitches. They are some of my favorite YouTubers. So yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Well, I am Eduardo. I am the Mexican representative of this podcast. I'm here to talk shit and probably get hit. Yeah, I don't have any drinks with me because I forgot them downstairs and I am now upstairs. So
wow, Eduardo. Wow.
Yeah. I am so sorry to disappoint. Today I've been the loser of the podcast, but that's fine. That's just today's trajectory. That's okay.
Yeah, it's been one of those days. And y'all, it was one of those episodes of Drag Race Mexico.
It actually is like the best rated episode ever of any Drag Race. Like
ever?
It has a 9.7, I think, in IMDb. Or
episode 2.
Yeah.
Of this season?
Yes.
Choices. Okay. Because I was going to say, I think the episode on a whole was a cute episode, a lovely episode. This challenge, I'll just go ahead and say right off the bat, I hated it.
I did not care for the challenge. I did not care for the challenge.
I hated this challenge.
I did not hate it. But I did not care for it that much.
This for me, and I think this is going to be just for me. For me, this was on the level of the Drag Race España Eurovision Dance Challenge levels of bad.
It was really messy. We'll really get into it, but it was really messy.
We'll dive into exactly why I think that, and I'm excited to hear your opinions as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. For me, I don't know if it's like am I not enjoying this as much because I'm American? And I'm not necessarily saying that as like a superiority complex. I'm saying like a lot of stuff that's happening on Drag Race recently is stuff that like Americans just don't understand. And so I'm curious if that has something to do with it, because I obviously have a different perspective on things. I was also a dancer growing up. So like I'm not a great dancer now, but I did do it at one point. Anyway, we're going to talk about all of that lovely, gorgeous, and wonderful stuff. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we are here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And right now we are back up to 4 Drag Race franchises, kind of, sort of. We are covering Mexico. We are covering France. We are covering All Stars. And we did just drop yesterday, at the time you're seeing this, I think, or earlier today, we did just drop our cast assessment for Canada's Drag Race Crave Original Canada vs. the World Season 2. So go check that out. We spent a lot of time talking about 9 girls. It's a good long video, but make sure to check that out and check the description below for where you can find all of our other YouTube channel links, our audio podcast links, and where you can join us on Patreon. We are now moving exclusively to Patreon, y'all. I know there's a join button down below. If you want to join, cool. We'll give you Patreon access. Don't do it though. Just go to Patreon. There is also a super thanks button down below. So if you want to send us a tip here, please, we appreciate it. And all that money goes right back into making this podcast better for you. So let's dive in. We come back into the workroom. Ignis is gone. I'm still sad. I'm
also incredibly sad by the fact that Ignis is gone. Also because I need to say it. We didn't say it last time. Ignis is so hot, and I'm so sad that they're gone.
Oh my God, literally.
Ignis, give me a chance. Please.
We didn't talk about how. Okay, but what about you're trying to go for Lolita and Ignis at the same time?
Yes, I want both of them.
Okay, that's fine. No, we didn't talk about. We talked about it in the Instagram review video, but we did not talk in the premiere episode about, in general, how hot this cast is.
Why is everyone so hot? That's not fair.
Because they're Mexican?
Is that in our genetics? Does that count? I guess.
Well, there were people in our comments saying you were giving trade, so maybe.
I don't know if trade is the right word. I'm gonna be so.
I'm not using trade. I don't feel personally as a white person that I could use the term trade, and that's just me personally. We did establish though who we thought was the thirst trap queen of the season, as we are reframing, same concept, different name. We said it was Eva.
I said it was kind of Eva and Horacio.
But you know who I'm also like, oh, you're really, really, you're attractive in a very like cute way to me is Ava Pocket.
Fully. She's adorable.
I think Ava's adorable.
She's adorable.
I also really enjoy Garcon. I really enjoy Garcon.
I was gonna say
absolutely, yeah.
Damn, these people are hot. It's not fair.
There's some cute boys on this cast and non-binary people, and I don't think there are any trans women on this cast.
Oh no, Janeri is kind of there
currently.
Yeah, currently.
I'm not going to assume we support everyone and their journeys.
Yeah.
So, but yes, Ignis is gone. I'm sad, and they kind of just move on immediately. I also found out in our comments, so thank you for commenting positive things. If you're commenting negative things, why? And I hope that made your day better, but like, there's no reason to. I found out from one of our commenters, I don't remember who it was, but thank you for commenting. Ignis's entrance look was made by Avies Ku.
Ooh.
And I was like, of course it was. Of course it was. Like, that makes complete sense.
Understandable.
Of course. But yes, so we come back into the workroom the next day. We have a mini challenge, and it's just Drag Race trivia.
Fully. Like the easiest
half of
Drag
the
Race
question.
Trivia.
It's okay, but here's the gag of the season, though. Literally, the trivia was either the easiest stuff known to mankind or the most specific references to Lolita's time on Drag Race.
Fully.
Or Queen of the Universe. And I'm like, that's not Drag Race, though. Like, I understand why you're doing Queen of the Universe trivia. Because you have a winner as a host. But, like,
Yeah, this mini challenge was weird. I did not really care for it. I'm gonna be so for real. I thought that it was gonna like kind of mix it up and be like, like in each how you were eliminated is how we're gonna make the teams. for the dance challenge.
I thought the same thing. I was like, we'll talk about that here in a second. I really thought it was like, okay, the girls that went out early in the challenge, like you are now one team. Because that's the way that Lolita made it seem.
Yeah.
They're like, go over with the sharks. But then the two teams were the sharks and the crocodiles. And I was so confused.
Yeah, like I was super confused because like some of the crocodiles would then go to the sharks eliminated spot, and then some of the
They
sharks
needed
would
a
go to the
third word
crocodiles.
for whatever was happening.
I didn't understand what was going on. If they would have just said like, "Oh, you're eliminated," and that's it.
Go over there.
Go over there. It would have been fine, but they made a whole thing about go to the tank of the sharks, go to the tank of the crocodiles. That confused me. I thought it was unnecessary. Because it would have been fun if, like, oh, depending on how you're eliminated, you have to work with those people for your challenge. And then the winner, which ends up being Horacio, gets to pick which team they want to participate in.
I see. I think that would have been so smart. Instead, yes, Horacio wins. It comes down to Horacio, Garçon,
and Ava.
And Horacio wins the mini challenge. Good for Horacio. Love it. I have to say, 2 episodes in, I really underestimated Miss Horacio Potasio.
Yeah, that look at the cast.
That promo look really led me astray, darling. But really? I'm loving her. I'm even loving her in confessional. Like she might be my favorite right now. I don't know. Janeri is like Janeri, I think, is turning into my heart pick because I just really like her. And I really like Ava, but I
was gonna say for me, I think now that we'll get to it, but like my favorite kind of just went home. So it's Ava now. Ava is really not only adorable, but she just has so much charisma, which is so fun. But yeah, we'll get to like a lot of it.
We will. But yes, so we find out that Horacio is gonna get to pick her team for the Maxi Challenge this week, which is a dance battle. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. They're going to like pick another like Ava's going to be the other captain because she won the lip sync. No, Horacio just gets to pick her whole team.
Yeah, and it was dumb. There was no need. Like, why?
Because they wanted to rig this challenge I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, this is the moment I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Then I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. It is very, and we were talking about this before we started recording. It is very obvious and clear the kind of queen they want to win this season.
Absolutely.
2 episodes in, it is absolute. They want a young fashion queen who can perform to win this season. Like that is. They want a Galavado type. They want an Argenis type. Like, that's what they're looking for this season.
They saw how well and how big Galavado got. Like, not only internationally, but also, like, just in Mexico. So, like, they want to do that again, but give that kind of queen the crown. So...
And if that's what you're trying to do, cool. I understand it from the perspective of Drag Race producers. Like you want each winner to be a little bit different than the winner before them. I absolutely get that. I understand for sure. You don't need to make it this obvious 2 episodes in.
Yeah, especially with what we learn later on as to what.
Especially the fact that we know next episode is a damn ball. It's like, okay, well, I can probably tell you who's going home next week.
Yeah, fully.
Unless they save her again. Unless they save her, Succulota, as people are calling her on Reddit now, and I'm kind of here for it, even though I really do like her still. But yes, so Horacio gets to pick her whole team for this dance battle. She ends up picking, in this order, Garçon, Electra, Ava, Succulenta, and Lexa.
Yeah.
I think overall, it's a strong team.
Yeah.
I don't think she picked all of the dancers either, which I commend her for, honestly. I'm glad that she didn't say, because if she were going to pick all the dancers, she would have not picked Garçon or Succulenta and picked probably Eva and Janeri.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know. But I'm glad that it wasn't all... And she said she was picking people based off of, like, the
What
episode
she
1
knows.
performance, what she knows about them. It didn't feel the most balanced in the world, because then when you look at the other team, it's Nina de la Fuente, Luna Landsman, Maria Bonita, Eva Blunt, Janeri Bloom, and Unique.
Yeah, it felt very much like basically very season 7 of like the young girls versus the older girls, like the fashion queens against the comedy queens. And I hope we don't have that throughout the entirety of the season, because I don't like kind of like pitting like older people against younger people, because then that makes a divide of like, what is good drag, what isn't, is old school drag better than new school drag. I don't like that. So I hope this doesn't remain, but like at the same time, like having followed Horacio, it just makes sense that she just basically picked her friends.
And that's exactly what she did. And I don't necessarily blame her. I really don't. But so we go to the choreography lesson, and we find out that the choreographer is Lolita Banana.
Yeah.
And this is where the challenge becomes a disaster, in my eyes. I absolutely understand why Lolita was the choreographer.
Yeah, fully.
I get it. She is so incredibly talented. She's a great choreographer for a Final Four challenge when you're dealing with finalists.
Yeah.
Point blank and the period, this choreography was too difficult for this group of girls.
Yeah, I was gonna say that actually. I felt like she was treating everyone as if they were young 20-something old people, and some of the queens are like not as noble. They're not. They have different bodies, and we'll get to it a little bit later. But like, it doesn't seem fair to me that you are giving Horacio like high splits and kicks at the same time you're giving Nina the same amount of high kicks and splits and expecting the same quality. Like, it doesn't make sense for me. And I feel like it would have been better if we had 2 different choreographies for each of the teams. So like the girls that have like the younger girls and like Horacio's team could have had a more high kicky whatever doing, since they can do it, and the other girls could
not all of them,
since a few of them can do it.
Yeah.
And then the other team could have done maybe like something that they can all work on, because like it felt very unfair to me that Nina had to do all these high kicks and whatever when she clearly just can't, like her body just can't do that. And so it's
like, she's not that kind of queen. Like I would even go as far to say like Lolita treated all of these girls like they were professional dancers who have been dancing as long as she has. Yeah. And that's just not the case. This is kind of the first time in 2 seasons where I'm like, Lolita, I'm a little taken aback as to like, she has to realize that not everyone is a dancer. This is also episode 2. This is episode 2.
Yeah.
If this was episode 7 or 8,
sure,
go for the big choreography, because because also at that point you're probably just gonna have young 20-something girls who can perform at that point.
Yeah, since that's what you're going for.
I'm trying not to be pessimistic about this season because I really do like these girls, but just the way that it's already going, I'm worried.
Yeah, I am.
I'm
also
really worried for this season. The difficulty too is had they given Horacio's team the bigger choreography, that automatically puts them at an advantage, because they're going to be the people that are going to be seen the most. They're going to be the people that are moving the most, and therefore your eye is going to go to them the most, which, hey, guess what? That still happened in the performance, and we'll talk about specifically why. But I was just like, I'm frustrated with this, because it wasn't only Nina that had those issues. Unique had those issues. Luna had issues.
Yeah.
Succulenta had issues. Garcon had issues, and
we will talk about it once
we'll get there shortly. But it's like she had issues. Even Eva Blunt was having issues. It's like, why are we treating these girls like they are trained professional dancers when that is not the case? And you know damn well, Lolita, that that's not the case.
Yeah, I think this type of challenge just doesn't work anymore. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't think this type of challenge works.
Unless I think there is one way that a purely dance challenge works. Did you watch Italia season 2?
I did not, sadly.
Okay. So I think we need to get rid of the group dance challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, it would have been Italia season 3, the one that just happened. Italia season 3 did a ballroom dance challenge a la Dancing with the Stars. And it was a phenomenal challenge. It was because they had the choreographer match the choreo to the ability of the girl that was dancing.
Yeah.
That's what I need. If you're going to do a dance challenge, if you're going to do a dance challenge, you need things to be a little bit more equal, a la the same way in a musical, you have bigger parts, you have smaller parts. The girls that are the comedy girls are going to take the bigger parts. Like things need to be more. This felt like maybe the most inequitable challenge I've seen in a very long time on Drag Race.
Yeah, it felt very. I'm not gonna say that it pissed me off because it truly didn't. Because like I got it, I understood what they were going for, but at the same time, I was still kind of like disappointed that this is the challenge that they decided to go with. Especially now knowing that they could have chosen to do a ballroom dance challenge, like they didn't.
Well, I don't know necessarily that they would have done a ballroom dance challenge, and I also don't want a ballroom dance challenge with 12 people. Like I don't.
Yeah, but
if you're going to do a challenge like this early, I want to see something like Glamazonian Airways from season 7. Like that was a great early challenge. It showed off the girls' lip syncing skills. It showed off their dance skills. It showed off their comedy skills. That's the kind of group dance challenge I want to see.
Yeah, like maybe it should have been kind of like a verse writing also challenge. So
I don't want girl group with 12 people.
I know, but like it's kind of like the only way that it kind of works because this didn't work.
Yeah, it just didn't work. And we'll talk more about why it didn't work.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yes, we get our Emmy moments in the workroom before we go to the stage, and it's Mother and one of her daughters in this case, because we hear Nina giving a little bit of more backstory. We heard from her throughout the episode about how she, grew up trying to dance, and we hear in this moment, she was told she couldn't. She was told she was too fat. She couldn't move properly. And as someone who was told very similar shit, I was like, this makes me love Nina. I'm really sad about what happened at the end of this episode. I'm going to make that very clear also. But I was like, girl, I feel you in this moment because I was also that kid who was told that's why I quit dancing. Because that's what I was told. So I was like, all right, I guess I just won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate because I love dancing.
Yeah, and like I felt very sad for Nina, but I also felt like the way that this thing was edited was kind of like they talked about Nina and then Garcon came immediately afterwards, and it felt like Garcon just took over and we all forgot about like Nina's struggle. And it felt kind of sad because like Nina's struggle is real. Like that's a big problem when like you are trying to do something that you love and people are just telling you, girl, it's not gonna happen, you don't have the body to do it, and like they just give up on you. Like that's like a super unfair thing to do, and like to comment on other people's bodies is not something that we appreciate. We don't appreciate that. I think both of us have struggled with like probably with like body issues and stuff like that, so I think we understand.
Like, I dealt with them yesterday. I'm
not gonna get into it, but like I am this close. I am this fucking close, and like
relatable.
I don't want to get there. And so Nina saying that, like I was like, yeah, like it's not fair for people to just tell you, oh, you're fat, you cannot do this.
Yeah,
I felt very, very sad for her, but at the same time, once that happened, and once I saw the challenge, I was like, oh, she's going home.
Yeah, I really thought, honestly, I thought we were going to get a Nina and Garcon lip sync. Like, that's really what the way that they set this up.
Yeah.
Because then we hear Garcon talking about how the choreography rehearsal yesterday was difficult for her. We find out that she was diagnosed with diabetes at a very young age. And then right before coming on Drag Race, she was diagnosed with osteoporosis.
Yeah.
Which, she's younger than me, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's gotta be just...
Yeah.
She's 2 years older than me.
But
That's
still,
gorgeous.
she's still
Yeah.
really fucking young.
Under 30, getting diagnosed with I feel for her.
Yeah, and it's kind of super devastating, especially the way that she says it. Like,
yeah.
to have that vulnerability to be like, I don't want to die. Straight up, I
Yeah.
just don't want to. I'm not ready to die yet, and I feel like
Yeah.
my body is about to die.
Yeah.
Is kind of absolutely terrifying. And so the fact that she has to go through that every single day, and not only just do that, but also do choreo, do drag, and do
Yeah.
all this very like drag is heavy on the body. Like that's super difficult. You have to wear heels, you have to wear corsets, you have to dance, you have to be able to walk properly.
Yeah.
And to be able to do all of that with osteoporosis, I give huge props to Garcon for even
Absolutely.
being able to stand up in the morning and do all of this.
And
Like,
she
it's
did
incredible.
a damn good job in the challenge.
Yeah.
She did a damn good job in the challenge too, and I was really happy to see it.
Yeah.
But let's just we're gonna go back to shit talking the challenge, I guess, because now it's time. Okay, the score currently in the Tyga versus Lolita battle is 1-0 Lolita.
Yeah.
After last week, I have a clear look that I prefer this week.
I do too. It's a very
I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's the same one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2,
3.
3.
Lolita.
Oh!
Girl, Tyga looks like anxiety from Inside Out 2.
Lolita's look is messy.
Girl, I don't know what it's about, Tyga's. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like,
I think I like all the ostrich feather that's happening.
I think I like the ostrich feather, but I don't think it's placed properly. I think it makes her look a little bit bulkier than you want to look.
That's fair.
And also,
yeah.
The headpiece. The headpiece.
Oh, I love the headpiece.
It's either take it off or add more.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's how I feel about Lolita's like shoulders. It's like it feels so bare, and then I hate this wig. I hate this wig.
I don't like the makeup on Tyga either. Well, I don't like the brown. I don't like the brown.
Well, we are split. We might have to get a third opinion during Look Over Here. So, our guest judge is Airly. I don't know her, but I really enjoyed her. And by your reaction, we know things about her. So please inform me. I want to know.
She is very well known for being an influencer more than anything. She is TikToker, Instagram, doing all the things. I think they said it. She's like super into like the gay culture, and she is a huge ally of the LGBT community. And so having her here is incredible. And also, like, she was just incredibly fun throughout the entirety of the episode. She was funny. She was great. She was just super fun. Way better than last.
Replace the man with her, please.
Yeah, because I was waiting
her
because
energy.
we had to talk about it.
Her energy was phenomenal. I want to finish my thought about Hurley. Her energy was so great. I thought all the critiques that she was giving were really thoughtful and insightful, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As opposed to Oscar Madrazo. Now,
I
saw the comment where y'all were saying, and I know y'all were, one of y'all specifically was looking at me saying, "Oh, stop getting onto Oscar." No, I'm going to double down now. And you want to know why I'm going to double down now?
Why?
I literally tweeted about it. Thank you, Tyga Brava, for putting this. I'm not going to say the word that I want to, but I said it on Twitter. So go follow me on Twitter if you want to see the word that I said to refer to this man. Thank you for putting him in his place during the fucking critiques. Because the way that he was like, Drag Race shouldn't be a school to learn, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, first and foremost, have you done drag? Probably not. Second of all, why are you on this judging panel? What have you contributed to this franchise?
Absolutely nothing.
Other than idiocy and ignorance.
No, like, I don't know if since you're tweeting about Drag Race Mexico, I don't know if you have been getting into Mexican Twitter. especially in the
No,
LGBTQ.
no, I haven't really had an opportunity, so I really want to know what Mexican Twitter thinks about this.
They hate Oscar. Hate him.
I love Mexican Twitter.
Everyone felt the exact same way that you do. Everyone was just like, thank you, Taiga, so much for putting this piece of crap in his place. Like, oh my God.
Mexican Twitter, mis amores. I love.
I was so annoyed throughout the entire thing with Oscar. Like, he got on my nerves so bad. It wasn't even funny. Like, he was trying to be funny throughout the entirety of the Runways. It was not working. It wasn't funny. Everything just like, it felt very like my dad trying to be funny and failing miserably. It felt very that. And it felt very like, oh, I know more than you later on. It felt like, oh, I know more about drag than you.
I've been doing drag for 30 years. Like, child, if they don't replace this man with Hurley.
Honestly, yeah, Hurley should be.
I would love Hurley.
Hurley was an incredible judge.
Oh, who was the phenomenal guest judge last season that I loved?
There were a few that were good.
I know, there were a couple that I really enjoyed.
I mean, I really love Dana, but I know that Dana is absolutely not during Drag Race full time.
I love Dana, but no, she doesn't have the time.
She absolutely does not.
She doesn't have the time. But
to be for real, she would probably do Spain before she would do Mexico.
Yeah, probably. They need an overhaul over there too. So,
girl,
is there a man on a Drag Race panel right now that we enjoy?
I don't know.
You know, I'm gonna say that Canada versus the World is currently in season. Brad Gresky. I do like Brad Gresky.
Brad is good.
I like Carson most days.
Carson is mostly good. Sometimes he's weird, but he's good.
Carson is mostly good.
Get rid of Ross. Keep Carson. Get rid of Ross.
Or you could get rid of both of them. I have been an advocate for years now. Replace Ross and Carson and have a fabulous rotating panel of Black women, including T.S. Madison, and have T.S. Madison be the primary one.
I was going to say, actually, keep T.S. Madison as a permanent judge. Just straight up.
I don't think she has the time to do it full time. That's the only problem.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about our dance battle. The Putitronicas versus the BUNTs. I'm not saying a bad word, YouTube.
Cada una
and or audio platforms.
Cada una nació tonta.
That. Their reasoning for the name of the group, though, was so fun. I was like, I love it. I love
the name. Like, cada una nació tonta.
I love the name.
It felt very funny, anyways.
It felt correct.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
Eduardo, dive into your thoughts. I want to know.
Okay. This challenge was messy, first and foremost. Second of all, I felt like they were obviously giving the better choreography to Cada Una Nació Tonta. I felt like it was very unfair, the kind of choreography that they gave each of the groups. Because at some point, the BUNT straight up go in front of the judges and block the view of the other girls. Like, they're straight up blocking the Putitronicas. And I don't think that was like super cool to do, but I know that that's the choreography that they gave them. So I'm like, why did they choose to do that? That's straight up unfair. And also, like, half the time, I couldn't tell who was who. Who was dancing. Like, the only people that I really figured out who was like Horacio, Electra, Garzon, because she had a huge ass wig, Ava, and Unique because she had a pink wig, and also Nina because she was like 3 steps behind everybody. I kind of
like
noticed
the rest of that Putitronicas group. I was like, I genuinely don't know who is who in this group, and they were all safe, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Which we'll get into it. Whatever.
Oh my god. Okay.
It was just, I think having so many people at the same time dancing with different choreographies, it just doesn't work. It just didn't work. It wasn't graceful. It was
I'm trying to compile the words that I want to say.
yeah. I'm still gonna say though, while you figure out your words,
Please,
I'm
yes.
gonna say the ones that stuck out most of the time stuck out because they were incredible. Like
Yes.
Horacio was really, really, really good.
Incredible.
So good. Like I knew for a fact, and I said it when the cast came out, I knew Horacio was a dancer. I knew that's what she did. I knew that's what she was born to do, basically.
Yeah.
And I was not shocked.
She would get the Born to Do drag comment from RuPaul.
I think she would.
I think she would.
She is the type of drag queen that has been getting that kind of
should
comment.
we put her in the Georges cinematic universe?
I don't think she's Georges, though. I don't think she's Georges.
I feel like she's a little Georges.
I'm not sure that she gives me Georges vibes. That's the thing.
Not necessarily Georges exactly, but like in the Georges, you're familiar with the Georges cinematic universe, right?
Of course.
Georges with Fierce and Marina, all of them having been on TV this year. We live.
We stand. Yeah.
Maybe I would put Gala in the Georges cinematic universe more than I would Horacio.
I think so too. But I'm gonna be for real. Yeah. I think they both have a better artistic vision than Georges does.
Oh, I agree with you completely.
So like that's why I think like it would be kind of unfair to
that's valid
put them in the same spot.
But then we also have Marina in that universe, so
yeah, but Marina just basically kind of like has. I guess their dance styles are similar, kind of sometimes. I don't know, girl. Maybe they are. Maybe Horacio is Mexican Georges, like buff Mexican Georges.
Not buff Mexican Georges.
Have you seen Horacio's abs?
Yes.
It's insane.
I'm aware.
Insane. I need that body.
Yes. Side note, I remembered the guest judge that I think I really liked that I would like to see replace Oscar Madrazo. Alan Estrada.
Of course.
I liked him. I liked him a lot. He was the one that I was like, no, I like him a lot. Okay. Yeah. Okay, here's why I said that this dance challenge for me gives me Drag Race España slow-mo levels of absolute chaos, embarrassment, and just overall mess. I think the way that the two groups were choreographed were so completely disparate that it literally felt like the CUNTs were the main girls and the Putitronicas were the backup dancers. Like that's literally the energy that it felt like. That is why I pulled this final image here. This is the last shot of the group, and it is only the CUNTs in the front.
Yeah, and you can just barely. I'm gonna say this.
You can't see Nina de la Fuente.
Yeah, I was gonna
because they didn't put a light on her. And she is being held up by 4 backup dancers. Why is Nina de la Fuente being held up by background dancers and you don't put a damn spotlight on her?
It's stupid. I don't know. I was going to say, it felt very fucked up that like Nina said like, oh, they would always like put me in the back. Like they would always send me to the back. And that's exactly what they did. Nina, you don't deserve this. Nina, you didn't deserve this. Nina, we love you in this podcast. Nina, you did not deserve this. We love you so much.
We love you, Nina de la Fuente.
I will fight for you, Nina, because this was not fair.
I'm going to fight someone, and it's probably Oscar Madrazo.
Yeah, let's be honest. If I see Oscar Madrazo, tomorrow is Pride, by the way. When we're filming,
Happy Pride tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Pride in Mexico City. If I see Oscar Madrazo, I'm going to give him a madrazo. I'm going to beat the holy ghost out of him. Like,
God, I felt so like genuinely. None of the Putitronicas stood out to me in any way whatsoever. I think
Sadly,
if I
no.
were to name the best one, it's Ava, because she was just in the center the whole time and she knew her choreography. Like, so for me, I will say overall, despite the challenge being an absolute disaster, a mess, by the time we get to the end of the performance, all of the girls are kind of doing their own thing. You have Horacio with clearly a synthetic wig doing the Sasha Colby pull thing in the same way that Melinda Verga did it. And I'm like, it's not going the same way because you're wearing a synthetic wig, I'm pretty sure. So like, it's just not going to work that way.
It doesn't.
On top of all of that, what are these ugly outfits they are wearing?
Girl.
These are some of the ugliest garments.
Especially the ones that the Putitronicas are wearing.
These are some of the ugliest garments that I've ever seen on a Drag Race franchise. Ever. Like,
choices were made.
Why did we do this? Did they bring these? Probably not. They were probably made for them, which, hey, I am all for having production make garments for the queens. Make them tasteful.
Yeah.
But, okay, I will say, in the midst of all the mess of everything, there were 4 girls for me that stood out the most by far without a question.
Yeah.
And it was Horacio.
Yes.
Elektra.
Yes.
Ava.
Yes.
And Lexa.
Yeah.
Those were the 4 for me that I felt absolutely did the best. They were all in the same, that same CUNT group.
Yeah.
And then of that group, I also thought they had the worst because Succulenta did not do well at all.
I think it's also because everyone in Cada Una Nació Tonta did super well.
Garçon also did so wonderfully.
Yeah.
For what she was able to do, I was so impressed with her ability. I still would have had her very, 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 very safe.
Yeah, I also would have had her very safe as well.
But like
the fact that everyone in that team did so well, I think kind of hurt Suculenta quite a bit more because she stood out as like, oh, she's behind. Oh, she's not doing it as well as the other girls are doing. And that kind of really like brought her down because the Putitronicas were all kind of mid, but like maybe they were all kind of like the same as Suculenta. Like I couldn't tell you because I couldn't see who was who for half of the time.
Eva did better. Eva Blunt did better. That for sure. I thought Eva did a lot better. I thought Janeri did a lot better.
Yeah, that of course.
Honestly, between who would it be? Nina, Luna, Unique, and Maria. I was like,
I don't know. Straight up.
I genuinely feel like this could have been a season 11 5 or 6-way lip sync scenario. Like, I really honestly think in this scenario, genuinely, snatch Eva out of that Putitronicas group, put Succulenta in, and make all 6 of those girls lip sync. Because honestly, like, and it would have been a Waiting for Tonight level song too for a potential 6-way lip sync. I think that would have been like, I just don't think any of them did. Other than Eva, I don't. And you even could have put Eva in the bottom. She would not have gone home.
No, absolutely not.
At all.
Especially with the queens that were in the, like.
She would have been the winner of this 6-way lip sync. Let's be honest. But I don't think Succulenta should be like exempt from that based on the team she was on. I don't even know. I'm just angry. I'm already exhausted with this season. I'm gonna keep watching because I think the queens are quality, but
I will say this challenge, I still thought it was fine. I still liked everything outside of like the actual performance of the challenge. The rest of the episode was really, really, really good, and so
good episode.
And so, I am not worried for the rest of the episodes. I'm just worried that like a few of the girls are gonna get like put in the bottom because they're putting the challenges in the way that they are. But I still think we're gonna end up having like a good season. Like, I'm not afraid that we're gonna have a bad season.
I'm not worried yet. Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased because it's Mexico and I want Mexico to do well. But so far, Twitter loves everything that this is serving. So that's good. That's good. I really, really like. That brings me like so much joy.
Yeah.
I do not really care for this challenge specifically, but you know what? It's fine.
If Mexico is enjoying it, then I'm happy to see that. And I want it to continue because I want to see more Mexican drag. I like Mexican drag a lot. So, okay, I don't want to talk about this challenge anymore. I want to briefly talk about the runways because we are going to do our full review of the runways over on...
Look over here!
So make sure to check that episode out when it comes out. But our category for today is Chicas de Plata.
Chicas de Plata.
Silver. Girls in silver.
Silver. Everything is silver. Give detox in that one runway.
Well, and someone
fully did. And
we'll talk. That was literally going to be my phrase for her. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as always, we're going to do our word/phrase association very, very quick, giving our very quick thoughts about these runways. But yeah, check out Look Over Here, which you can get early if you are on our Patreon, where we were giving early access to all of our Look Over Heres for all the Drag Race franchises we are currently covering. So, first up on the runway, Horacio Potasio.
It's giving UFO.
It really is. It's giving me like Alien the movie, but this is like the warrior deity of the Alien the movie universe.
Yeah.
She's cute.
She's here to fight. She's here to fight.
She's here to fight.
With those massive shoulders.
Those shoulders, girl. The shoulders. But yes, good. Very good.
Good. Well done.
Garçon.
Garçon truly is like the queen of references. She truly is the queen of references. This is really good. That's all I can say. This is really good.
Yeah. I saw a tweet from a friend of the pod, Black Boy. Shout out to Black Boy. Where he said that this was the best reference to this original look that had ever been done on Drag Race. This was like his favorite. I think I'd have to agree.
Yeah, I think this look has been done several times before by a bunch of different queens, but I think Garçon definitely takes the cake for me. But I might be biased. I might be biased because I love Garçon. But
valid.
It's incredible. Like, look at the material.
Yeah. Elektra Vandergeld.
She's a silver mermaid, and I love everything about that.
It's a great look.
She's so pretty.
It's a great look. I'm getting her aesthetic now, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing.
It's
I'm really liking it.
It's not even fair. Why can you be so pretty? I want to be that pretty.
Right? Okay, actually, this is a good place to talk about this, because when they do critiques on the runway, Tyga was just like, the makeup girl, but you did great. I was like, what the fuck are you saying, Tyga?
I did not understand that critique.
But to be fair, okay, I will say, to be fair, she is majorly highlighting. Like, the way she does her eye is so minimalistic that, like, it looks like a lot of her highlight is just, like, so white on her face.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, they need to give this critique to, like, honestly, most of the girls.
Yeah.
Most of the girls are overpainting. The two that I noticed specifically are Elektra and Maria. Maria is over-highlighting, and so her face is just white.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but yeah, it's...
We'll get to it, yeah.
There's a few things with, like, how the girls contour and highlight a little bit.
Yes.
Where sometimes the darks are too darks and the lights are too lights.
Yeah.
Which I understand you're painting for the back.
They're learning how to paint for TV. I get it.
You're learning. It's fine. Like, I absolutely don't blame it. And I also don't know a lot about makeup. I don't know how to do my own makeup. So, like, I cannot say a lot. I can only say how I think it looks. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, same. Ava Pocket, kind of, sort of giving Detox, kind of, sort of giving. Who did this look last season? There was someone that did this. Oh, it was Pixie Pixie. It was Pixie Pixie.
There you go. Yeah.
did a similar religious style look. I think this is fine.
I think the first look is pretty good. I think the second look is almost there. I
Agreed.
feel like the second look, like, there's something about the paint job where you can kind of see the her real skin color underneath it.
We'll talk about it more. We'll talk about it more because I want to dive into that because I agree.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, we'll get to it, but yeah.
Suculenta.
She's giving Libra. That's it.
On behalf of Libras, and I'm a Libra rising, no. Sorry. Next.
I feel like we'll get to it, but she needed to exaggerate one or the other. She needed to go farther, and she didn't, which is unfortunate.
Lexa Fox.
Incredible show, girl. She looks so pretty.
Cute. I would have made some changes, but cute.
Yeah, I would have changed the color of the tights because they look orange.
Yeah.
But other than that, you look pretty.
Canary blue.
I will say this now, and I will probably repeat it in the look over here. This is my favorite one. She's giving Evil Queen, and I absolutely love that.
Winter is coming.
Oh, fully.
That's all. This is also my favorite look of the night. For sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Maria Bonita. So this is where Ava Pocket got her inspiration for her promo look. Got it.
She's so pale. She is so pale. She is white. Her face is white. Anyways, I see the concept. I see the idea. I don't think it read what you wanted it to read as. It didn't read as like, oh, the silver is dripping off my body. No. No, it's not. That's not what it was giving. I'm so sorry. But I see the idea. I see it. It's just not giving that.
Nina de la Fuente.
Hija de la Luna.
Yes.
She's so pretty. I love the makeup.
I really like this.
This makeup is so pretty. Oh my god. And I will just say this now. If you're gonna go home, this is a good look to go home in.
I was gonna say she went home in a good look.
Yeah, like I wouldn't like. I will say like sure.
She didn't even go home in this look. No, we can't say that. She didn't go home in this look.
That's right.
Anyway,
but she still looks.
It was a great last runway presentation before the
great
finale.
last runway. I do have a few thoughts, but like those are very nitpicky, and we will get to them in the look over here.
Yes. Unique.
I really like the coat.
Yeah.
And the hair.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get into it, but I need to wait.
For me, this is not super unique.
Yeah. Like the corset looks a little bit like even bulkier. Like it makes you look bigger, which is unfortunate. It's fine. Whatever.
Eva Blunt.
This looks more like silver dripping off your body, but even then, it's not my favorite.
I was disappointed with this.
Yeah,
I was underwhelmed.
It's not quite there. I feel like if what she was going for, I would have used a few other different colored rhinestones to make it look like it was actual fire, because fire is not just bright red. It's red, it's orange, it's yellow. Like it has a different shades. Mm-hmm. And if she had that, maybe it would have looked a lot better.
Mm-hmm. You're using up all your commentary for look over here on this episode. I don't know what the hell you're going to say in the other one.
I will repeat it.
Great. And Luna Landsman last up.
We basically saw a version of this look last episode.
My only commentary is Lexa did it better. So, that's that. So, we get a bunch of girls safe, and honestly, sure. Like, I was just like, okay.
I could not tell you, like, half of the time who was who, so I couldn't tell you if I agree or
I think
disagree.
I think they got the tops and the bottoms right, honestly.
Yeah, honestly,
So
it makes sense.
So our top three ends up being Ava, Electra, and Horacio. I think that was fine. I think the only other person that I could have seen in the top would have been Lexa.
Yeah.
And I understand why they gave Ava a top placement here, and I appreciate that they gave Ava a top placement because I like her.
Yeah.
I would maybe say, based on runway and performance, though, I maybe would have put Lexa in the top three over Ava.
Maybe.
I think I could go back and forth on it, really.
Yeah.
I think Ava stood out much more in the challenge than Lexa did, even though Lexa did very good. But I will say I did prefer Lexa's runway to Ava's runway.
Yeah. I will say, I think, for me, always, the challenge will carry a lot more weight than the
and
look.
that's how they tend to do things on Mexico specifically, so I understood the choice that they made.
Yeah, so I would have put Ava above Lexa, like it happened.
Yeah. So, definitely.
It made sense for me.
But our winner completely makes sense. It's Horacio Potasio. I absolutely agree.
This is what she does for a living. Of course.
Exactly.
I called it from the very beginning. If she made it to the dance challenge, she was going to absolutely slay it, and she did.
She didn't have to make it that far.
She didn't have to make it that far.
So.
Which is shocking, but anyways.
Yeah. Let's talk about our bottom three. Suculenta, Nina, and Unique.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair. I honestly think you could have saved Unique.
I agree.
And I think based on performance, I think maybe Luna should have been down there.
Yeah, maybe. It was hard to say because I couldn't really tell where Unique was.
I don't know who was who, so I couldn't tell anything. Yeah. So I was just all right, judges, sure.
The only two that really stood out to me, in a bad way, were Suculenta and Nina de la Fuente. And the rest of the Putitronicas, I knew they weren't doing great, but I couldn't tell who was who, which was a problem. So when they said Unique, I was like, okay, sure, if you say so.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool, no worries. They're gonna put Unique low. They're gonna save her. It's gonna be fine. No.
Yeah, especially because they gave Unique no time, no airtime, at all.
It's okay, so you're setting up Unique. You're setting up Unique to be the early lip sync assassin as opposed to Ava Pocket. Got it. Cool. Whatever.
Sure.
I really still thought we were going to get Nina and one of her daughters lip syncing. I really, really thought I think that's a wasted storyline, honestly.
Yeah, I have to agree. I am very disappointed that, with all the little meddling that we're doing, that we didn't choose to have a Suculenta versus Nina de la Fuente lip sync, especially because it would have made sense.
It would have made complete sense, and I think based on challenge performance and runway, I think Unique did better than Suculenta. But that's not what we get. We get a situation basically to send Nina de la Fuente home. In my eyes, we get Unique and Nina lip syncing to "Mujer Latina" by Thalia.
When I saw Thalia, I almost screamed.
Same. I was so excited. I was like, this is a fun choice, not for these girls.
Well, Unique did really well with it.
And I have to say, Unique turned it out. Unique turned it out. Amazing. I was thrilled.
Yeah, I was entertained. She was so fun. I will say there were several times where I saw that she was not quite there with the words.
And you know what I will say about Nina de la Fuente is she knew the words. Yeah. She knew her words. I did see that as well.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of confused because I was like, Unique is doing all of great. She's doing all of the dancing and all the splits that need to be done.
Yeah,
but she doesn't know the words. So will that make her go home?
Oh, she doesn't know
the words.
I'm going to go ahead and safely assume that this is not a song that is probably in Nina's repertoire. She has probably never performed to this song.
She probably never will perform it again.
She probably will never perform it again based on what happened. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think Nina's performance was bad.
No, it
per
wasn't
se.
bad.
I don't think it was bad. She was lip syncing this like she would like a Spanish standard. Is honestly how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Like it felt very like I'm trying to think of any Spanish artists that I can relate this to. It's like she's giving me like the way she performs is just not going to match up with this song, unfortunately, and we kind of saw that very, very evidently. And they decide to send Nina de la Fuente home.
I am absolutely devastated. I am so devastated.
I'm devastated for her. Yeah. She just can never do well on a televised drag program, can she?
Yeah, if I had a nickel for every time Nina de la Fuente has gone home on episode 2 of
on episode 2
challenge, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
What? Happened twice.
It's so unfortunate. Truly.
So unfortunate. It's really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
I feel for her. She went out in a very, very classy way.
Yeah.
She got Tyga emotional.
Yeah.
Because that's also the first girl Tyga sent home.
Yeah, also. And also, Nina is an absolute icon of, like, Mexican drag. Like, so many people know her. And you could see just in episode 1 and episode 2 how much the other queens loved her. She's, like, so clearly so nice and so genuine and, like, so caring for others. That, like,
and that's why I fell in love with her in one episode.
Yeah.
Like, me having no concept of her prior to this, because I haven't gotten to her season of La Mas yet, and I know she doesn't last very long, but not having any sort of context for her, I fell in love with her. I literally said last episode, I was like, she's going to be the narrator of the season. And she was for 2 episodes.
For the 2 episodes.
It sucks. Garçon was
devastated.
Emotional.
Well, that's
Suculenta was too.
But Garçon was like 10 times.
Garçon was wrecked. And I'm hoping that this doesn't affect Garçon's performance moving forward. I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah. I will say, though, I'm not worried about Garçon for next episode, but...
No.
She'll be fine. She will be fine
next
episode.
Because next episode is a fucking ball, as if we didn't just have a premiere where they showed off 2 episodes and made a look.
So the same queens that were in the top are gonna be in the top, and the same queens that were in the top.
So Electra's gonna be in the top for the 3rd episode in a row.
Garçon's gonna be in the top, probably.
It's probably gonna be Electra, Garçon, and insert other queen that hasn't been in the top yet that does well.
Yeah.
Maybe Janeri. Hopefully Janeri. Hopefully Janeri. And it's probably going to be... Ava's probably going to be in the bottom. Suculenta's probably going to be in the bottom.
They're probably going to save her from the bottom 2 again.
Probably. I don't dislike Suculenta. I just, like... For me, it was a clear bottom 2 this week.
Yeah. For me...
That didn't involve Unique.
I'm going to be so fair. I think both episodes that she's been on, she should have lip-synced.
I agree.
And I... saw someone say on Twitter, who is Suculenta fucking to like get by? What is going on?
And it's no disrespect to Suculenta because she is very talented and we've seen it. We've seen that she is this conceptual girl. I honestly hope we see Suculenta get a redemption in this episode. I hope I see it. I would love to see her get a top placement. I think that would be phenomenal.
I better not see any prosthetics.
Please, God, no. God,
edit,
no.
Please, Suculenta, edit.
Well, that is that on this episode of Drag Race Mexico. We will be back next week with episode 3 of Drag Race Mexico season 3. It's season 2. It's not season 3. It's season 2. We love to see it. There's so many seasons happening. at once, which we are all currently covering here at the Cup. So make sure to
Yeah.
subscribe, like, and share on your way out. Check out all of our other drag coverage going on here, as well as check out the description below for where you can find all of our other YouTube channels, our audio podcast links, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access to a lot of our content, including early access to all of the Look Over Here episodes for all of the franchises we are currently covering. Make sure to follow us on our social media as well, at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me and Eduardo down below as well, and you can go get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug, down below as well. We are going to get out of here. So with that being said, cheers!
Cheers. Goodbye.
Adios! And fuck Oscar Madrazo. And I said that shit.
Holy.